Okay, I am live. Give me a second. I haven't streamed in a long time. Okay, let's see. Save. Alright. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a long time, so it's been a while. So I'm getting slightly set up here until more people come. I just dropped my meds. Okay. Alright, so let's see. I have not streamed in a while, like I've been saying, and where did my pen go? Okay, so I found my pen. Yeah, it's been a while. I hope that people come in and come talk, because yeah, it's just one of those days where I just want to relax and doodle a little bit. I wish I could pronounce usernames, but I can't pronounce it. Pardon me, but yeah, I haven't been showing up. I haven't been busy. Oh wait, no. My brain's not working. I apologize. So, I've been doing alright, for the most part. Key. Can I just call you, oh, video solution. Hold on, let me check my stream. I hope it's okay. Let's see. Okay. Can I just call you Key if that's easier? But yeah. I've been mentally halfway here for the most part. Kiyu? Would it be pronounced Kiyu? Kiyu. I'm bad at names. I'm bad at usernames. Reading them. My boyfriend just said, "Hey, I'm about to go to work. I just want to say I hope your stream goes well, and I love you. I love you too, Jake." Kiyu. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I'm pronouncing it right. I tend to not pronounce things right. But anyways, I go off track very easily. One of the things about my mental health is I have BPD, so my thought process is different compared to other people. So I tend to go quiet on some medias, but then I'm you know, I don't I need to post. So I'm more active on Twitter. I try to post every day on Twitter, but sometimes I don't. There's a random spoon. I get distracted easy, sorry. But yeah, because of my BPD, I don't stream often because I tend to get a little bit emotional. I keep on forgetting to take my meds. But, I took my meds today. And yeah, so I'm doing alright today. I don't know about tomorrow, but we'll see whenever that comes. Oh, you should follow me on Twitter. Yeah, just let me know what you, like, if you follow me. I have a thing in my if you look in the bio, in the description, there's a link right now, so you can request me to draw your OCs. Right now I'm just doodling my OC. Hold on, brain fart. You do? Oh, okay. I need to follow you. Hold on. I got you. There you go. I followed you. Yawn. But yeah. My I'm sorry I didn't follow you. I don't follow a lot of people back, and like, I'm just dumb like that. I like to have conversations with people before I follow them. So, yeah. But yeah, going off about my mental health, I've just always had like bad mental health. That's why most of my channel is just like vents. Literally 90% of my content is vents. Oh no, I know that you weren't asking. I just wanted to follow you back. Don't worry about it. Don't stress yourself out. But yeah. I keep going off topic. That's just me. Water. Yeah. So mentally, some days I'm okay, and then mentally I'm not doing well at all. It just really depends, and I can't help it. I am on mood stabilizers, so it helps, but it's not a cure-all because it's BPD is a personality disorder and not a mood disorder. Material to that I didn't know you had one until you made that post. It's my timeline as Muse. I get you. A lot of people that I follow post memes. But yeah, I've had a YouTube ever since I was like 13. No, actually 12. Yeah, I was 12. I started in like 2013. I don't know. I'll have to check my channel sometime soon because it tells you. But I used to draw with a mouse. So that's a fun fact about me. Excuse me. But yeah, I used to draw with a mouse. And then I got my first graphics tablet, and well, it was my second because my first one, there's a long story about that. I see. Yeah, I started off doing like mouse animations. And so that was fun. It wasn't. I don't know who I'm drawing. I need to pull up my toy house. I guess I'll draw Yuki. But yeah, I've had my YouTube for like a long time. Yeah. My mouse art was horrible. But yeah. Without my YouTube and all that, I wouldn't have met a lot of people that I have in my life right now. I used to be very active on DeviantArt back in the day too. But other than that, YouTube what is my has the biggest following that I've ever had in my life. And I used to do more streams. I used to do a lot more streams back then. And then my mental health back last year in November took a toll for the worst, and I don't really like talking about that situation. But I will say that it was a very traumatic situation involving a lot of people that I really, most of them I don't want to talk to. There's only one person that I'm willing to talk to out of that whole situation. I see. I try to get a following on Twitter because I just like sharing my art. I know my art isn't the most original thing in the world. I cannot draw nostrils today. But I just enjoy what I do. I don't know if you could tell I like to, you could tell I enjoy what I draw. Oh, the situation, yeah. No need to be, like, sorry. It happened, and I can say that back then, because I didn't have control over my BPD, I didn't even know I had BPD way back whenever most of the situation with the ex-friends and all that, whenever they were active in my life, like, I had no idea I had, like, BPD. Hold on, let me show this. Here we go. Understandable. And I just make art for mostly myself. And if other people enjoy it, then that's cool too. I like to draw for other people whenever my mindset that I can get into it. I can't tell you how many posts I've made like, oh, let me draw your characters, guys, and then I like go to bed. And I'm not trying to. I'm like, I get really tired. Like, my mental health is like, I talk about my mental health a lot because it is something that's affected my life through like everything, and I've been in and out of therapy most of my childhood and all that, and yeah, um, it's something that like my family's just like, oh, you need to stop talking about your mental health so much, like yada yada, and I'm like, stop making it your personality, and I'm like, bro, I have a personality disorder. It is my personality. But yeah, I don't try to make it my personality. It's just something that happens sometimes. I'm sure if you put in some practice, you can get where you want to be. Um, whenever I want to show you. I used to draw on an an iPod Touch, one of the first generations of iPod Touches, where the screen was like tinier than a regular phone nowadays. Um, used to draw on that on an app called Drawcast, which is sadly not around anymore. I thought I heard a knock on my door. Yeah, I used to draw on that all the time, and you know, I got banned because I said the F word. I was like 11 and I said the F word. So that was fun. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up an image of how my art used to look like whenever I used to draw my first digital pieces. so you could see the improvement. And anyone can do art. It's just it takes time and effort. And I know people are like, practice, practice, practice. And I know some people don't give good advice. I don't really give good advice except use references. You can reference other people's art too, as long as you have an original spin on, like, your art, that it differentiates your art style from other people's. Let's see. Where is a good image to demonstrate? I've always loved Left 4 Dead. So what I'm about to show you is a Left 4 Dead piece. It was an app. It was an app that, like, I wasn't even old enough to be on that app because you were supposed to be 13 plus, and I was a dumbass. Anyways, this is one of my first pieces of art. Not one of the first, but this is what my digital art used to look like. Oh. Someone else joined. I wish I can always pronounce. I know who you are, but I cannot pronounce your username. So I'm just gonna call you EF if that's okay. Yeah, the F word. Fuck. Fuck was the word that got me in trouble so much as a kid. I was young and dumb. Oh yeah, it was, you weren't supposed to swear or anything, and I got banned. Like, they deadass banned me. I wasn't even allowed to use the program until years later, where I was just like, hey, can I come back even though I'm on a totally different, like, electronic? Yeah, it is nostalgic. I can't pronounce words, but this is what my art style used to look like. I love Warriors animations. I'm not in the fandom, because I can't read to save the life of me. If there's ever like anyone that can read the books out loud and like do an audiobook, I will listen to it, but like, I never had the grasp of reading unless if it was fan fiction. I can only read the stuff that I want to read and I'm highly interested in. That's why I'm very knowledgeable on, like, hold on. Sorry, it keeps on hiding your stuff. Certain words, my YouTube's just like block curse words, and it's just like, no. I keep burping. Oops, I hit my mic. Didn't mean to. But my style used to look like this. And I drew with my finger, as you can tell. Oh my god, those hips go all the way up. I never got into the Warrior series. I wish I did, but at the same time, I tried to. I tried to once in middle school. I tried to one singular time. But they didn't have the first two books, so I started out on the the third book. And I had no clue what was going on. All I knew that there was talking cats, and I got through the first 4 chapters, and I didn't finish it. I was just like, I have no idea what is going on. So that's my story of why I'm not in the Warrior Cats fandom, but I do appreciate all the animators that are in it. I do know some characters though, because of the animations. I know Firestar, Surge, Ashfur, Squirrelflight, Mothwing, Tiger Star, I believe. I know some of the characters and some of their arcs, but I ain't know nothing about the true stories the true fucking story behind Warrior Cats. Animations be good though. Sounds about right. Sounds about every single middle school story that I ever read on Wattpad. Whenever I used to, or any roleplay that I used to do in middle school. Yeah, I never got into the Warrior, but I was big in the Left 4 Dead fandom. I still love Left 4 Dead. I still have a soft spot for Left 4 Dead. But, oh man, I can go off about Left 4 Dead for hours on end and how much I shipped Nick and Ella's together. And, like, that was my first ship. That was also whenever I realized that gay people. Me. Yeah, so. I actually knew that, like, in my heart I liked, like, this was before I came out as non-binary. I really like girls. Even throughout my childhood, I, like, really, really like girls. To the point where I didn't try to hide it, but my, family would try to hide it. My family's not really homophobic, but back then it wasn't, like, acceptable for an 8-year-old to, like girls. But I liked girls. I still like girls. I have a boyfriend, but I like girls. I like men, and I like non-binary people who lean more masculine. But you put me in front of somebody who leans more feminine, or is somewhere in the middle, or on the, like, literally anybody, like, who's female or, like, non-conforming to masculine or feminine, I, like, have a gay panic. Deadass. Gay fucking panic. Back whenever I was in middle school, I thought, this was before I came out as non-binary or knew anything about non-binary or trans, anything. I thought I was a lesbian for the longest time. But it turns out I'm just bi-romantic. Bro, sometimes you just gotta get out of that comfort zone. I understand. Women aren't intimidating, especially if you have feelings. I am not, like, I don't like most men. 90% of men. Like, not as as friends, like, I could give a shit less, or, like, being friendly with them, I could give a shit less. Like, they're cool. Most, like, men I know in my life are decent people. That's also because I don't let a lot of people into my life. Struggles. Trust issues. But, I used to be petrified of men because of what I went through, as a kid. And let's just say that something bad happened to me whenever I was 3, and something bad happened to me, like, whenever I was 8. I am very picky with men. I have a very certain taste in men. Very certain taste. And it's literally just my boyfriend. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I like other men too. I find other men attractive. But, you know, ever since I was a kid, like, any guy I liked had blonde hair and blue eyes. Or they had curly brown hair and hazel eyes. I'm attracted to that. But Women. Women. Any woman. I look at every single woman or non-binary person. Tasty. Amazing. Lovely. 1000%. I agree with the himbo men, feminine men, and all women. Yes. Let's go. 1000%. And apparently I'm people's type. I have like dark brown hair and I have baby blue eyes with hazel around the pupil, but most people are just, it's hard to tell from a faraway distance. So most people assume that I just have baby blue eyes, and that's okay because I do. In high school I used to be so emo. Like, I wanted to be goth, but my mom wouldn't let me buy any, like, goth clothing. She wouldn't buy me that shit. She was just like, I can't afford it. And I'm like, I don't want these preppy clothes. Honey, I don't want this. I'm biromantic and I'm on the asexual spectrum. I'm not sure, and I'm questioning if I'm poly or not. But that's because there's one person other than my partner that I have feelings for, and I will not talk about them because, like, the situation is kinda... But they know, and my partner knows, and, you know. I'm very open with my partner. Like, I feel like you have to be open with your partner. Because if you're not, then what's the point in being in a relationship with somebody? You know? That's how you get, like, trust issues. And I've been through a lot of relationships throughout my life as a kid. Not as an adult. I've only been in, like, 2 relationships as an adult. And the other one. My ex-boyfriend is, we don't talk about my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, you guys might remember if you guys been around long enough. Yeah. I'll just leave it at, I was freshly 17 and he was, he just turned 20. So you do with that as you wish. That's not slander, and I don't mean any hate towards that. I'm just saying, do with that as you wish. Oh, I love women with, like, I just love women. I think all women are pretty. I like all women. That's just final. Yeah. I've been screwed over so many times by men, even as a kid. And, by my own family members. One was supposed to be, one of them, whenever I was 3, I think you can just jump to conclusions. One, whenever I was 3, he was like, I want to say, he was about 14, 15, and I was 3, and he's my half brother, and I don't consider him my brother because he traumatized me. And I started at 3 years old. I developed an eating disorder. I have binge eating disorder. Untreated until I was 20. No, 19. I was 19. Mid last year, in like February or March, I started on meds for that. Let me see. Hold on, I'm reading. Yeah. I question a lot of things in my life. It doesn't help, like I said, I have BPD, so I don't have a grasp on who I am as a person. I have morals, and I know my morals, and I know who I am in that regard. But I struggle with, you know, other things, like whenever I look in the mirror, I disassociate. Unless if I'm doing my freaking eyeliner, oh my god, because I'm focusing on my eye, I just can't look at my whole face. Because whenever I look in the mirror, I don't know who's staring back at me. You know? And I guess that's the hardest part. Other than the abandonment issues with BPD. It's like not knowing who you are, so it's like a really big struggle. My For You page is just BPD and mentally ill. Ooh. That's my whole thing. Or I'm on bird TikTok because I have parrots and I really, really love my birds so much. They're my pride and joy. And they mean a lot to me. And I know one thing in life, people can abandon you, but your pets can't get away from you because they depend on you. If I ever lost my birds, I would lose a big part of me, and I don't think I can recover from that. You know? Like, I don't think people understand unless if you have birds. Like, that connection. That whole ass connection. I used to be a cat person before, like, my mom rescued this cockatoo. Our first bird is a cockatoo named Snow. And he's a brat, but I love him. But I didn't really have an interest in him. I was just like, oh, I used to hate birds with a passion. But, you know, I might have to fix my, frame thing. Hold on. Let's see. My output. I don't know. What was I going off about? Oh. So we started off with Snow, and, yeah, but I used to love cats so much. And then I got this precious, I'm gonna tear up. This is personal, but I got this precious little tiny parrotlet, and her name was Sweet Pea. And almost 5 years ago on Christmas it will be 5 years since I lost her. She was my baby. She helped me out through a lot, and she made me discover that I love birds, especially parrots. I didn't realize how much emotion and love and passion even the smallest little parrotlet had. And She made me appreciate life a little bit more than I used to, and she helped me through my suicidal tendencies during that time. And I'm happy I got to know her. I know in my heart none of my birds can replace her, but I love all my birds. And I know that they are all going to be different. And I respect that. And I've always understood that. It's gotten better over the years, and I'm sorry the stream took a turn. Sorry, I'm tearing up. I used to bawl my eyes out like a baby over it, but whew, that was my baby. And I don't like cats for the sole reason that my sister's cat got a hold of her through the cage and injured her wing really badly, and we took her to the vet, and there was only a 50 chance she would survive anesthesia, the med that puts them under, because birds are really sensitive, but she survived. And sadly, I think it was the pain meds that was keeping her going. She ran out of pain meds, and yeah, I lost her on Christmas, and I got her some stuff for Christmas, and oh boy, that hurt. I think that was the worst pain I ever felt. Because, like, whenever it comes to, like, breaking up with people, you know at least they're still alive, and they still exist, and all that, and, you know. And it's different losing, like, loved ones, because they understood, like, human loved ones, they at least, especially if they're adults, or, you know, have an understanding and able to talk to you, they at least knew how much you loved them, and you can verbalize to each other how much you loved them. And I knew Sweet Pea loved me, and she knew I loved her, but it hurts because I don't think she knew what was wrong with her and why she was suffering the last 2 weeks she was alive. So, yeah, it hurts, and as you can see, I'm still, like, bawling about it. I still have some of her feathers after she died. I took some of my dad took some of her feathers off of her, and I still need to plan on what I want to do with them. I want to make something special with them. But yeah. But that's how I discovered my love for birds and am passionate about birds. I have a whole flock now. I have 3 lovebirds, a budgie, and 3 conures. And the names of them, I have my conures. Oh, and another sad story. I have to explain this story so you know why I named my family named my conures the way they did. We had a rescue conure. It was a green cheek. His name was Taco. And he had a lot of mental issues and he had seizures, and we only had him for 6 months, but at least his last 6 months, he was spoiled. He was loved. His first two homes that he died whenever he was 10. He was only 10. But his first home broke his foot and didn't get him medical vet attention. And so he waddled and couldn't climb very well. And whenever we got him, he couldn't climb at all, even with his beak, because of his seizures. He loved everyone, and he had no hate in his heart. You would think and his second home didn't treat him as well either. They weren't abusive, they were more neglectful and not understanding how to take care of birds. But, yeah, he, went through a lot, and, he was the sweetest bird. He had no hate in his heart for how humans treated him, and he just wanted to be on you 24/7, and he just wanted loves. And yeah, he was the sweetest bird I ever met in my entire life. And he sadly passed away due to his seizures. But my conures are named basically after Mexican cuisine. We have Salsa. And he's my little baby. He's a Agende conure. They're a lot like sun conures, but their markings, their feather formations are more formal, like their feather markings. Then I have a sun conure who shares a cage. That's his cage mate. That his name is Fajita. And then hold on, my glasses fogged up because of crying. Hello to everyone new to the stream. Sorry for crying like a baby, but yeah. My third conure is a green cheek, and her name is Nacho, and she's a spoiled brat, and she has a princess complex, but I love her, and she loves me. She hates literally everyone. Well, doesn't hate them. She bites me if they come close. Besides my dad. She is petrified of my dad for some reason. Everyone else, she gets mad at. My dad, petrified. Don't know why. Can't figure it out. But, yeah. My lovebirds, which lovebirds are my favorite type of parrot, because they look like they're smiling 24/7. My lovebirds, I can save this now. I think I'm done doing this, and then I can do request. So give me a minute. Copy, clipboard. My lovebirds' names. Some of my lovebirds have sad backstory. Well, one of my lovebirds has a sad backstory. That one's name is Bellflower. We just call him Bell, though, for short. And, yeah, he came from a neglectful home. He was skin and bones, and if he would have stayed there for 2 more weeks, he would have, passed away. But I rescued him in time. My glasses fogged up. But yeah, there's Bellflower. Then there's Peanut Brittle, and his name's Peanut Brittle because we couldn't figure. He was from a clutch of lovebirds that I bred whenever I was a dumbass. I shouldn't have let my mom convince me to breed lovebirds in order to get a baby. Because, to train a baby, this was after I lost, Sweetie. I got I had babies, and like the first clutch came out fine, and like I was gonna keep one from there, but then the parents decided, because the babies didn't outgrow the breeding box fast enough, they decided that they were gonna lay more eggs and have more babies, and so they hatched, and there was a dud, and then there was 2 other babies. Sadly, one of the babies passed away because we didn't notice in time that there was babies. But the other one, I hand-fed and raised. Excuse me. And his name's Peanut Brittle. His original name was Sunflower Oil. I was naming them after, like, seasonings, him and his siblings, because the mom and dad was Salt and Pepper. But, yeah. And, sadly, he lost a toe because we couldn't figure out. And I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job yet. And my mom was like, I'm not gonna take him to the vet. It's just a toe. And so he lost a toe, but I was able to prevent him from getting gangrene. And, you know, I still am mad at my mom about that. But he's perfectly healthy now. And I hate telling that story. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 16. Well, no, I was 15. About, like, getting close to being 16 in a few months. But I was, like, 15. I didn't have a job. And, yeah. But other than that, he's perfectly healthy. He's just missing a toe. So, in a cruel twist of irony, I named him Peanut Brittle. So, yeah. What else is there? And then my other lovebird, there isn't a tragic story. I adopted her because I wanted a black masked lovebird. That was my dream lovebird. And I know you're not supposed to adopt just because you like something, but I have experience with birds. The main reason why I chose her out of her siblings, she is disabled, and she was the last one out of her clutch because people didn't want to adopt her. Her one eye, she has a rare medical condition, and I forget how to pronounce it. It's where the one eye is smaller than the other. And, yeah, she just has a tiny eye. Her name's Vivi, and my ex named her, and I regret it, but hey, can't change her name. She responds to it. And then my last bird is named Opal, or Opalite. Her full name's Opalite, but I call her Opal or Opals. And she's a little budgie, and she has a rare coloring, which is lacewing. Like, her coloring is lacewing. It's kind of like albino. It's like missing the blue gene, you know, like to make the color blue. So she's blondish, caramelish colored, mostly white, but she has like her pupils are like reddish, like how an albino would be, but not her like actual color around her eye. Her color around her eye is like kind of like a grayish color, but she's fine. She's a little brat, and I love her. She shares a cage with Vivi because, you know, I like my birds to have cage mates, because when it was during the time whenever I was working and I didn't have, I couldn't spend a lot of time with my birds at that time whenever I was a teenager. So yeah, everyone has a cage mate besides Nacho. Nacho, I don't ever plan on getting any more birds. My flock is big enough. I got a snake back whenever I was a teenager. Do I regret it? I have a snake also. He's far away from my birds. He's in my room. My room's in the basement. But, his name's Ruby. I call him Snake Boy. But, yeah, he is an albino corn snake. He's a derpy little fellow. But whenever I move out, because I'm most likely not going to have enough, like, room or money because I'll be on my own to take care of him, I am letting my little brother adopt him from me. And I know he'll take good care of him. But he's a brat. My rule with my animals is if they don't want to be messed with, then I'm not going to force them. I will take good care of them. I will clean their cages and feed and water them. But if they don't want to be held and they show signs of discomfort, I'm not going to force my animals to be held. Like, I love my snake, don't get me wrong. But I don't trust predators around my birds. And I think that's a reasonable fear, you know, to not trust predatory animals, especially after what happened with Sweet Pea. I do have a cat, too. We just have a lot of animals in this house. I would go in more detail, but I don't feel like it. I just like talking about my own pets. We do have 4 dogs. Our 2 oldest are sadly getting close to the age where they have about 4 or 5 more years of like life left. Maybe 6. They're up there in age. One's a Jack Russell and one's a German Shepherd. And then we have 2 puppies. And they're both German Shepherds. But in order of oldest to youngest, Jezebel is the Jack Russell. Nadine is the older German Shepherd. And then the 2 youngest, in order of who's the oldest, Dakota. Dakota's full name is Dakota Nova, and it's, I forget which tribe, Native American tribe, it's from, but it means, her first name means friend to all, and her middle name means, one who chases butterflies. So basically her name is, friend to all, who chases butterflies. And then our youngest puppy, her name is Unakai. So, and I forget which Native American tribe. If I ever find out, I'll let you guys know. These aren't my dogs, and I didn't name them, but it was my family who named them, and we're not even native, so don't know why they named them that, but whatever. Una means remembering, and Kai means if I stand corrected, willow tree. We had a puppy before those 2, who sadly got sick with ammonia, and the vet didn't x-ray her or, check her lungs for fluid, and that vet killed our dog because they put her on fluids, and we lost our puppy. And that was hard. That was really hard. Because Willow, that was her name. I think her middle name was Rose. My little sister named her. She was a good puppy. She was a very, very sweet puppy. And the vet killed her. And we only had her for like 5 months before that all happened. 5 or 6 months. And she was thriving, and then she got sick, and sad part about pets is that you never know what's gonna happen to them. But it was completely the vet's fault. She would have survived if she didn't put her on fluids, and would have checked her immediately because she was having breathing problems. I don't know anything about being a vet, but riddle me this: wouldn't you, if your pet, if you see a pet having breathing problems and drooling from the mouth and like being really sick, wouldn't you think the first thing you would do is check their lungs and heart? Wouldn't that be what you guys would do if you were a vet? And not put them on fluids? Like, you would want to check first. I don't know. My little sister knows more about veterinarian stuff because she wants to be a vet. She mostly wants to be a horse vet. She has a love for horses. But yeah. If I was a vet, I would be an avian vet. Because I have a big love for birds. Someday I wish to own a crow, but probably not. I probably won't in this lifetime. I think if I lost all my birds, I would want to rescue. Like, after all my birds lived a happy life and, all that. I think if I were to get any more birds, after my birds passed away, I think I would want to, like, rescue birds. And, you know, rehabilitate them and, you know, give them a good life. Yeah. No, I agree with you. American healthcare and veterinarian care is shit. But, they, like, killed our dog. And now we will never take that dog to the vet, and if anything happens, we always, like, my family's, like, paranoid that they're gonna kill our, like, any vet is gonna kill our dogs. But we still gotta take them to the vet for their shots and checkups and all that, but there's still gonna be that lingering fear. That lingering fear that they're gonna kill our pets. Oh, I can go off about avian vets. I can understand why they're so scarce because it's an exotic pet. But oh my god, for nail trimmings and... I don't get my birds' wings trimmed. I refuse to get my birds' wings trimmed because that's cruel. Okay, I'm gonna go off here, and this is just my opinion, but birds are made for fucking flying. And it's cruel to chop off their wings. I know they're just like, you know, they can't feel anything other than the blood vessel that's going through the feathers. But it's cruel. It's cruel to trim those wings. People are like, oh, I don't want my bird to fly away. And I'm like, then don't get a bird. You gotta be more careful with your birds. It's so expensive to get my birds' nails trimmed. So I do it all myself, the best I can. I'm very careful with my birds. The only two I can't do is Salsa and Fajitas because they're conures and they bite really hard. If they wanted to, they could break my my fingers. So, if they bit hard enough. So, they are literally my most expensive birds. Not only by how much they cost, because Dummy, like, Salsa was originally supposed to be my dad's bird, but, you know, he bonded to me. And PetSmart, oh my god, PetSmart did him fucking dirty. They doxed his wings feathers to the point he couldn't even flutter. He just fell to the floor like... And I felt bad for him, so whenever I bonded to him, I started working with him, and I bonded to him, and, I started training him how to fly. Literally, I can't fly. I'm a human. Obviously, I can't fly. But I started fluttering, like, I started, like, flapping my arms up and down, trying to teach him. And he wanted to come to me and land on my shoulder, so I trained him how to fly. And from that moment, whenever he got his wing, like, whenever we got him, I refused to let anyone trim my bird's wings. Like, no one is allowed to trim my bird's wings. I find it fucking cruel. It's like taking off your fingernails. Like, you know how important your fingernails are. They may not seem important, but say if you're like, you know, think about it. You pick at stuff, you pick up stuff and all that shit, but like, for birds, their feathers are for flying and all that. They're made for flight. I can't let my birds. I give my birds like decent sized cages, and because sadly with the house that I live in, because we have predatory animals, and why whenever I move out, I don't want predatory animals, is because my birds can't free fly at the moment. I try to pull them out as much as I can if they want to come out, and let them stretch their wings, and I'll hold them, and, you know, I can't let them fly or my dogs go crazy and try to get them. And, you know, most of the time the cats that I have now don't give a shit, but, it's mostly my Jack Russell who goes nuts because she's a Jack Russell Terrier. They're bred to be hunting, like, dogs, and they were made to be, hunt, like, small animals, like, rats and mice. But, yeah. But whenever I move out, I'm not getting any predatory animals, and I will let my birds free fly. And I plan on getting really big cages for them. Like, walking cages, especially for my conures. Because, you know. And I might get a bigger cage for my little birds and put them all together because they're friendly enough with each other. I would have to slowly introduce them all to each other. But, yeah, get a big cage for them too. I just want the best for my birds whenever I move out. Because right now, living in this house with many people is like, I can't do much. And it's cruel for me to have them live the rest of their lives not being able to fly around, and they have enough room to spread their wings and climb around, and, you know, they could flutter in their cage if they really wanted to, and they have more than enough room to stretch and, you know, be wherever they want to fucking be in their cage. But yeah, that's the sucky part about not living alone and getting pets. I can admit that I wasn't, like, prepared whenever I got them, and that's why I never plan on getting any more, you know, pets. So, you know. That's the hard thing about, you know, being honest. You have to be honest with yourself and, you know, say, hey, in this environment, are you giving them the best care? But I can't live without them, so, you know, in the next year or two, I plan on moving out, and I 100% know that I will give my birds the best life they will ever have in this lifetime. But yeah, and they're all, like, bonded to me, and so that's my flock. I hate whenever people put, like, big birds, like cockatoos, in, like, really small cages where they can't even spread their wings. We have, like, big birds, but they can at least move around and spread their wings, and Snow runs at the bottom of his cage, and literally me and my mom are the only two that can hold Snow. One, he bonded to my mom. He's really, honestly, my mom's bird. But, the thing about working with, birds is that you're expected to, it's expected for you to get bit. But yeah, I've been bitten. I've almost lost my eye from Snow, but it didn't stop me because I knew if I showed any fear or any of that, he would get away with it. And I knew that my mom and my dad are like, he's only like, we got him my freshman year of high school, and so he was like 3 years old. So, and he can live to be like 60, 65 years old. And he's only like 10. 10? About 10. Maybe 10. No, not 10. He's about 8. Between that range. And so he's gonna outlive my parents, so I kind of knew that I had to work with him because I was the one who was going to end up with him in the future, because he literally can't work with anyone else. My parents' other bird is an African gray named Baby, and she's a rescue, and she only likes my dad, and she's about I think she's like 5 years older than me. Yeah, about that. No, we got her whenever she was like 20, 21. She's about 25, 26 years old. So she's an old bird. She's going blind in one eye. She wasn't treated very well at her first home and only home from until she was like 20. But she loves my dad, and that's her person. And, you know. We have a lot of pets. We do have enough room for them, though. But, you know. A lot of my pets are rescues. Like, a lot of my family's pets are rescues. Like, Snow was a rescue and all that. And half of my flock are rescues. Everyone went quiet in the chat. Hello? I scared everyone away. My bad. No worries, I was working on your character. I hope this looks okay. Right, I just talk too much. I get all sad. I'm sorry. I should talk about something else. My life is mostly tragedy. Instead of I write sins, not tragedies, I write tragedies, not sins. Yeah. Most of the time I just exist, and most of the time it's okay. I know what's making me talk a lot. Because I have an eating disorder, I have to take a certain med to suppress my eating, and it's Vyzan, and it's used for ADHD. If you don't have ADHD, it doesn't like suppress the hyperness. So I don't think I have ADHD, but the med is used for my eating disorder. I'm in a good mood today. Which is a surprise. I wasn't so much this morning before I took my meds. I didn't know it was the like every time I look at the ref really weird. I think it's the fluff on the chest that makes it look like they have like back hair. Maybe that's the issue. Like if you didn't like put the hair on the back on the full body, it would make it easier to distinguish between the fluff on the neck. I think I did it the last time, like the time that you commissioned me to. Because I'm a dummy. I'm just like, okay, is this how the character's drawn? But either way, your character's cute. Let's see. I wonder if Cupid's still here. I'm about to do their character. Let me see what pronouns they go by. Ah, you don't. Okay, female? Okay, I'm just gonna assume that they use she, her. Ooh, this is a pity. But, oh, it happens. I used to have a character whose markings were very simple. Her name was RA, and everyone would draw her markings wrong. So I always had to like put in a ref that her markings were like this. I might bring her back someday, but like traumatic memories. I'm still working around with traumatic memories with other characters I had. Bamboozled. I really like your character, Cupid. She is adorable. I hope I'm using the right pronouns. I like pitties. I want to own one because I don't want to own any dogs. If I owned a dog, if I had kids and I owned a dog, it would be a golden retriever. Or I like border collies and Yorkies, but Yorkies are like really loud. I used to own a Yorkie whenever my parents used to own a Yorkie. Like, oh no, Caillou. No, I was talking about Cupid's character. I saw on the ref that your character had they them. I hope I was using they them pronouns. I just zoned half of the time. I apologize if I ever misgender gender or used the wrong pronouns for your characters. I'm not trying to on purpose. Understandable. But yeah, I've always had a love for border collies. That's why I have a border collie OC named Blue Rose. And she's a precious little thing. But I always liked Yorkies and Jack Russells, and I don't think I have a true favorite dog or a cat. I know my favorite bird. Oh, hold on, let me show your thing. Understandable. I don't know, everyone just assumes gender by eyelashes or hold on, I got a burp. Excuse me. It seems or how they look, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, I used to do the same as a kid, but I was a kid. Dobermans are cute. Cats and dogs are cute. I like drawing them. I like to draw birds, though, too. I just love birds. I went on a whole tirade about it. This character's really gorgeous. So, I'm glad I got the chance to draw her. I like the little heart pupils. Yeah, Cupid, you have a really cute character. You got yourself a lucky character. I like seeing some people's personas, and I'm like, wow, I wish my personas were that creative. But my personas are very simple for a reason. That's because I animate sometimes. And if I have my complex characters, I don't really animate because, haha, I don't have the mental capability to do that. Oh man. Fennec foxes are cute. I like your character. I like everyone's characters. Besides my own. No, I like my characters. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't be drawing them. Yeah, I know you guys can't see the ref on the side because, I have, it pulled up on my other screen. I have two screens. I am lucky. I can't admit that my life is, I do, materialistic wise. It is, okay, and it's always been okay materialistic wise. I just grew up in a family where emotions and all that we were either yelling at each other or we have a hard time coexisting. It's gotten better over the years, but it's still bad. Not as bad as whenever I was a kid. Oh my god, whenever I was a kid. I was the quote-unquote troubled child, but I wasn't actually troubled. I was mentally ill, and I am actually whenever it comes to emotionally, I am and mentally I am mentally disabled. I can't work an actual job, especially whenever it comes to socializing. I could socialize on the internet all day. I live on the internet. But, in person, it's much different. I had to quit my last job because, well, first off, it was at a elderly home. And so that didn't help me. I don't really no offense to old people, but I just mentally cannot vibe with 90% of old people. Hold on, I gotta read the chat. That's understandable. But no, as a kid, I was put in a mental hospital 3 times, because I had really bad suicidal tendencies. Can't count how many times I've tried to off myself. I still have, sadly, I still have a self-harm addiction, and I'm trying to work past it the best I can. It doesn't help when my parents they look at my arms or my legs and they're just like, "Why are you still doing this?" It's an addiction, mother, that I started whenever I was in 2nd grade. That's the sad part about it. Financially, like, even though my family's, like, poor, I can say that financially, my life is okay. It's just emotionally, my parents never gave me what I needed. They just threw me in therapy and were like, yep, this will help. You know, if I become a parent, I don't think I could ever do that to my child. Because I saw how it affected me and my siblings. Especially me and my little brother. But I was always the scapegoat for my parents. Don't get me wrong, I love my parents, and I'm still working through the emotions because my mom's just like, you need to stop talking about me going to therapy. I'm not gonna go to therapy. And all that. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not telling you this out of spite. I'm not scapegoating you like you think I am. I want you to get help. I want you to be a better person for yourself. If not for other people, but for yourself. And it's not because I hate you, it's not because I'm out to get you or anything like that. It's because I care. You know, that's the hardest part about it. My mom suffers from bipolar disorder, and, you know, she hasn't been, like, properly full-on diagnosed in a long time, and I'm like, she's just like, but it's gonna be expensive out of my pocket, but I'm like, you have insurance right now. You should take advantage of that, even if you have to pay $25 copay every 3 months to see the psychiatrist. I want you to get help. I talk too much about my family online, but I don't know, it's therapeutic. Everyone's just like, you need to stop venting online. It's not good for you or other people. I don't know. I like people to get to know me better and understand me and how I came to be who I am today. But yeah, old people scare me. My grandparents weren't the best, and my two grandmas are sadly passed away. One last year, and then the other one a few years ago. The one a few years ago did not like me. Didn't like me as a child either, and I think it's because I look the most like my mom. I don't know why I'm giving your character a shirt. Your character has a shirt. I want to make it fancier though. Gotta give fancy shirt for fancy character. Wrong brush. I'm bad at doing clothes. Yeah, I don't like old people. They're racist for no reason, and people will be like, oh, it was just their time and all that. It was just their generation. And it's just like, that doesn't excuse racism. Especially of your own fucking child. Like, your own fucking family. Like, how can you be racist? Like, shut the hell up. Go to hell. Like, I'm like Heinz 57 of white people. I can admit that. But like, I have nieces and nephews who are like, you know, mixed, and I would like fucking die for my nieces and nephews. They didn't like, people don't ask to be born, don't ask to be born in this world. And then you choose to judge them by something that they can't control. Like, people can't control who they like. People can't control how they look. People can't control, you know, aspects of their life like that. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask their, you know, parents to lay down with each other and sleep with each other. Bro, that's a mood. Don't worry about it. I'll just make up an outfit on the spot. But, yeah, people don't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be born. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have been born. But I'm here today. Ah, sniffle, sniffle. Okay. Yeah, people don't ask to be born, and, you know, my grandmother, the one that like died a few years ago, was racist. Everyone was just like excusing it. Oh, it was just her time, you know, back then. I'm like, shut up. Like, my family is like, they're not outwardly like homophobic or transphobic. Besides my uncle. My uncle has his own issues, and he's just like, I don't think I need therapy, yada yada. And I'm like, you're dumb. I swear to God, like, people in my family are just like, I don't need therapy, and I'm just like, bro, I can't help you. If you don't want to get help, then that's on you. Don't get mad at other people for hating you. I can understand, like, people who can't afford it, but there's a lot of people who can afford it, and they don't go to therapy, and they decide to have kids, and, like, my siblings decided to have kids, and, like, yeah. Man, that's a moon. No outfits club. Most of my characters are just feral. And then I have to make them anthro sometimes, and I'm just sitting there like, that's a lot of work. My mouth is dry. I hope your grandpa goes to hell, Ken. I hope I can call you Ken. I hate names. You my friend. I hope Ken's okay. Your grandpa should go to hell, though. And I peace and love. With peace and love. That's not bullying. That's just an opinion. With peace and love, I hope your grandfather goes to hell. Nah. Hell could be a fun place. I hope he goes to the, what is it called? Limbo. Limbo. Sounds fun. I decided I don't have a religion. I'm just spiritual. If I'm reborn, I'm gonna be a crow, and I'm gonna collect shiny things and live my life as a crow. Jake, stop telling me what to do. I hope you're on your lunch break. Don't be messaging me. You at work. Ah. My boyfriend. But yeah. I'm not religious. Though I've been questioning if I should go, if I should join the satanic church or whatever it's called, the Satanic Temple, I believe it's called. But because of the abortion, shit that's been passed in like Texas, no one should have the right to what other people do with their bodies. Like, it's no one else's job to force someone to have a pregnancy, an unwanted pregnancy. I can go on and on about that. My family is a mix of all different kinds of religion and atheism and all that. My mom is spiritual, I'm spiritual. I don't believe if there is a God, I believe he's done some fucked up shit. What kind of God lets like children die or suffer? You know? Like, I have beliefs that like you shouldn't control other people, especially their bodies. Like I said, I'm spiritual. I believe in reincarnation. I think after this life, I don't think I want to be reincarnated as a human. I believe you can be reincarnated as animals too, but that's just me. Some people don't believe it, but my mom is one of those people who are like, oh, you can't be reincarnated as a as a animal. That is the funniest shit. I'm sorry, but like I was baptized as a kid too. And my parents weren't religious. I just went to church because I didn't have any friends, especially the older I got. And I was just like, oh yeah, and then I realized that I was being shunned because I was openly like bisexual, and so yeah. The church I went to wasn't outright like homophobic, which I think that's like worse. They were like, oh, it's a phase. Oh, it's just a phase. I'm like, No. I think at a young age, a lot of people already know, like, a basic understanding that, other than, like, religion telling you that, oh, you shouldn't like boys or girls if you're that, like, gender. But gender is a fucking spectrum and not a fucking, one or two gender. Bro, yeah, the church, like, fucking. Whenever you're a kid, like, bro, they would do so much shit, and in your kid brain, you're just like, ooh, I'm getting treats, I'm getting goldfish, I'm getting all this shit. It's a fun day. I didn't know what I was saying. Like, I didn't know what people were talking about. Like, I was a little fucking kid. I just wanted to vibe. I wanted to, like, vibe and be with, like, my mom never forced me to go to church. Like, it was never forced upon anybody. But, yeah. No. You believe in whatever you want to believe. Someone else can't tell you what your religion is. Like, deadass. Especially if you're living in a first world country and your laws say, yeah, you can't exactly do this. You can't preach your religion onto other people. Even if you're, like, family, you have the right to believe in whatever you want to believe in. Fucked up or not. I don't like Christianity or, some Christians can be good, like, but you can't force your religion onto other people. You can't force what you think is what you think your God wants. Because your God isn't other people's gods. Some people have multiple gods. Some people don't have a god. Some people aren't even into that shit. We need to tax the churches. Bro, I'm gonna get banned off of live streaming. YouTube's gonna be like, you're too controversial. Bro, I'm just existing with my live streamer. With my buddies here. YouTube, please. Free speech. I'm not saying anything hateful, with peace and love. I can't draw anything good. Bro, like, I believe in spirituality. I believe in, like, horoscopes and all that too. And, but you choose whatever you want to be. It's your job as an individual to be a good person and to grow as a person. And you can't blame other people or your quote unquote God for being a shitty person. That's like saying, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. Like, man, therapy's doing wonders for me. You missed a whole talk about, like, we're on the topic of religion right now and how people shouldn't be forced. I'm being controversial right now. Very controversial. I'm an art YouTuber. I have my own opinions. I'm a grown-ass adult. Yeah. I think whenever it comes to like political stances, I am a socialist. I'm not exactly a communist. My idea is like I believe in individuality even on a materialistic scale because, but I believe everyone should have the right to like health care and basic human rights and to be treated with, respect. Because none of us were asked to be born or brought up into the situations that we were brought up in. You know? Yeah. I don't know what I am, but it's like on the spectrum of being a socialist because that's the true belief of a socialist is, you know, I believe churches should pay taxes. I believe millionaires and billionaires and rich people should be paying more taxes. And like the ironic thing is like some people like my older brother, my full-blooded older brother, he's a Republican and he's just like they work hard for their money. And I'm just like, "Bro, you work hard for your money, but the government taxes the shit out of you." I don't understand your standpoint. You work hard for your money. And the government says fuck you. Cuz you're poor. I believe that if a woman wants to get an abortion or a person with a uterus wants to get an abortion, they should be allowed to. And especially people who were, essayed, or involved with, family members. They were, essayed by family members. They should have the right to access to, safe abortion methods instead of doing these back alley abortion methods, unsafe back alley abortion methods. I don't really like force my political views on people. I talk about it, but I'm like, if you don't believe in what I believe in, go ahead. As long as you're not forcing your political or, your religious views onto other people. That's whenever I get really upset. Like, you can believe in whatever the fuck you want to believe in. It's your choice to be a good person or not. It's your choice to, like, I don't know. I don't understand how people are. But one of the things I don't understand is how someone who's Republican can be spiritual. I don't understand that, but okay. But I guess it's everyone's different. But I don't know. Like I said, it's your choice to be a good person or not. It's your choice to be homophobic. It's your choice to be transphobic. And you can't. And for the old people who are protecting old people, like, oh, they grew up in a different generation. Like, shut the fuck up. They can learn. Anyone can learn. You're just giving hints that people you're feeding into like the stereotype that people can't change. People can change. That's the whole point of like being a human. We change. We're supposed to grow. That's the whole point of living as a human. Trust me, I had some, like, fucking, back whenever I was a teenager, I had some transphobic, homophobic, acephobic views that I didn't understand were wrong, so I had to educate myself. People can change. You gotta make the effort and choice to change. And it's okay to mess up, especially whenever you're just learning, but it's not okay to continue to make the same ignorant mistakes on purpose. You know? Like I said, as humans, we're supposed to change. We're supposed to grow and learn. I don't understand other countries. I'm struggling in America as is. And, you know, we're considered lucky. I have to pay for my health care. Actually, I get help with government assistance. I'm lucky. I can admit that I'm lucky. But, like, other people don't have it as, like, financially as, like, okay as me. And I can admit other people have it, like, worse. But, like I said, it's, like, people's choices to change. And, like, in therapy, like, I learned that, like, the only person you can control is yourself. And that was the biggest thing that hit home because I realized I had a controlling issue. I wanted people to make good choices that I thought were good. But sometimes it wasn't good for them, or they didn't want to change, or any of that. Hello, what's up? I can't pronounce usernames, so we're controversial here today. We're talking about abortion, religion, at the moment. So that's your heads up. Just be nice to other people and their views. Don't be homophobic or transphobic or any of that. Those are my rules of the chat. Just be a good person. And we'll get along. Everyone will get along. But yeah, as I was saying, like, people shouldn't force their views and religion on other people's bodies and all that. Oh, I'm part of the community too. I'm non-binary and, like, I'm biromantic and on the asexual spectrum. I haven't decided what I am on that, and might be poly. So, you know, all that fun Gucci shit. Questioning my life. But yeah, it's a safe space here. As long as everyone respects each other, then, you know, we all good. Like I said, like, I don't think in general, like, there are people who can be good Christians. And you can follow the Bible however you want. It's just being hypocritical with your religion. Like, funny story, my sister is Christian and all that, and she used to, like, be like, oh, very homophobic towards me. And, meanwhile, she would have affairs with her partners. So, I don't know. I think in the Bible it tells you not to commit adultery. So, right. I mean, as humans, it's bound to happen to be hypocritical. But like I said, it's your choice to be a good person, you know? It's your choice to, you know, be kind to others, or do your best to be kind to others. Because there are some people you're like sitting there like, oh, I fucking hate them. And it's okay, it's human nature. But going out of your way to hate somebody for something that they can't control, like skin color, gender, you know, sexuality, like, or forcing people to be part of your religion, or like saying like, oh, someone shouldn't get an abortion because, like, you know, it's a baby. And I'm like, most abortions happen in the first or like very start of like the second trimester, so like shut the fuck up. My brother's like pro-life, and I'm like, no, like, these pro-lifers are pro-baby, not pro-life. Because if they really cared about, like, the child that was born, they would be, like, these kids would be, there would be barely any kids in foster homes or adoption agencies or, you know, orphanages and all that shit. Hold on. I'm reading. Sorry. Yeah, no, like, I didn't ask to be who I am today. I didn't ask for the mental issues. I didn't ask to be, you know, bi. I didn't ask for any of this. Am I happy who I am? Some aspects. Like, I love being bisexual. Women. 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 That's all I have to say. I like men. Some men. I love non-binary people. I love trans people too. But cis men, some of them are okay. But like, I'm not as attracted to masculine people as I am to feminine people. But like, everyone is just like, women. Like, I was talking about it earlier, and like everyone was like, women. Like, even if you're straight, you have to agree, women. Like, even if you're not attracted to them, you can still respect all women. You know? Fun fact, I never had my first kiss. I've never done anything. Most of my relationships were online. I remember in middle school, like, yeah. I remember in middle school, people would, oh, the funniest shit, these fucking straight girls in middle school would be like, oh, I don't mind that you're bisexual, but don't have a crush on me, haha. And I'm like, bro, you're not even my type. And they would get so offended. I'm glad you're on your lunch break, Jake. Ah. Let's see. I'm reading. Pansexuality is different from bisexual. There's big differences. Well, there's differences, but for me, like, you can make like bisexuality and pansexuality whatever you make of it, whatever you identify as. But for me, bisexuality is because I'm not attracted to like masculine people, like, as much as like feminine, you know, or androgynous. I think I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. I don't consider myself as pan. You know? Bisexual doesn't mean liking just boys or girls. It's more complex than that. You could be bisexual and only like, you know, non-binary and women. You could be bisexual and only like non-binary people, because non-binary is just an umbrella term. You know? I hope that helps. I mean, that's how I view it. Some people view it differently. The only, like, sexualities that I can't support because it is, like, you know, kind of oof, is saying that you're like a bisexual lesbian or like a pansexual lesbian, like, because you can't be a lesbian and like men. You could be a lesbian and like non-binary people, because non-binary is non-conforming. But you can't be a lesbian and like men. And it's homophobic. Oh, and another thing is being a lesbian and dating a trans man. Like, you're not a lesbian, because then you're invalidating, like, your partner's, gender. You can identify as both, man. That's the fun part about life, is that, like, you can identify. Oh, there's no such thing as Matt Pride, you're just a pedophile. That's my opinion on it. And zoophiles can go die too. Like, bro. Children and animals cannot consent. They can't. Like, and I refuse to call people maps because, just call them what they are. They're pedophiles. And people are like, oh, bro, like, people are like, oh, I'm not gonna act on it and all that shit. I'm like, get therapy, get help. If you're feeling that way towards animals or children, go get fucking help. And don't be, like, fucking boasting about it on the internet or to, like, your friends and family. Go get fucking help. Bro, MAP means multi-animator project. To me. It will always be. Jake. Jake is being lovey-dovey. Jake's my boyfriend. He's being lovey-dovey. I'm gonna fight him. Bro, I feel bad for kids who do that shit, because you know that they were groomed at one point, or they don't understand the concept that, like, that's not right. That's not how life works. The child is being preyed upon. Coming from someone who is a sexual assault survivor and has PTSD, and someone who was groomed as a 17-year-old, and even on Facebook whenever I was like 11, whenever I used to roleplay. Yeah, fun fact about me. If you're a fucking child, don't trust, like, adults, especially if they're being, like, fucking sexual. Or trying to make you do something that you're uncomfortable with. I'm chewing gum, so if I sound annoying, I apologize. My mouth tastes horrible. You ever just talk so much that your mouth just tastes like this weird, like, way, and you're like, ew, this is gross? I didn't brush my teeth today, so that doesn't help much. Yeah, I'm considered controversial, but I know my beliefs. I stand strongly on my beliefs whenever it comes to like certain things. I'm very passionate. If you guys believe in horoscopes, I'm a Sagittarius. If you guys are interested in horoscopes and all that. Just your average Sagittarius. Oh man. I'm so sorry that's happening to you. I hope that gets all sorted out. Oh my god. I hope you stay safe. Please stay safe. I'm so sorry. Hell yeah, Sagittarius gang. My rising is hold on. I gotta go check. I get them mixed up. TikTok, shush. Why did my mom send me audio? I'll listen to it later because I don't want to dox myself. What did my mom send to the group chat? Oh, my dog's sniffing my bird's cage as they yell at them. It's a normal day. Let me see, hold on. I was talking about my horoscope. I am my sun is Sagittarius, my moon is Leo, and my rising is Virgo. So I am a very emotional bitch. I like all signs. Shush, Jake. I like all signs, but I always have issues with, like, Aries. My mom's an Aries, and my sister's an Aries. They're so dramatic. Now, if you're an Aries, I apologize. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're an Aries. Fire signs tend to be that way. Blunt and all that shit. I'm a fire sign. I'm just being honest. I'm blunt. I'll be blunt with you. It also doesn't help I have BPD. Jake, you're a Libra. Jake's a Libra. I should know. I'm dating him. I know my partner's signs. I sure hope so. Because I believe in horoscopes. Now, I believe that you shouldn't live by your horoscope. It's just something fun. I get along with Libras very well. I was born December 15th, so I'm a true Sagittarius. Some people are on, like, cusp. Like, I think Jake is on the cusp of being a Scorpio too. So is my little brother. My little brother shares the same birthday as Jake. But I get along with Libras very well. I don't get along with Aries very well, though. But if you're an Aries, you're cool. Doesn't mean anything by it. I could get along with you. I always have bad experiences with Aries. Oh man. Our birthdays are... I always meet people who are like 5 days apart from my birthday. I've never met anyone that shares the same birthday as me. I'm like the rare... I was supposed to be born on Christmas Eve. I was born early. I was born early and not breathing. And then they were just like, no, live. And I was just like, oh, okay. met a lot of Virgos in my life, but I'm sure we will get along pretty well. Let's see. The signs I get, like, the people who I get along with, their signs tend to be Cancers and, Libras. A lot of people in my life are Cancers and Libras. I don't have a strong opinion on Virgos. I think they're cool. What are you guys' opinion on Sagittariuses? I think whenever it comes to Sagittariuses, other than being blunt, and you know, not all Sagittariuses are adventurous in like the common way, but other than being like blunt because they're an air sign and being like, you know, all that, they are a fun sign to be around. Sagittariuses are fun. They're great. They're fun. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm allowed to talk about myself like that. My dad's a Sagittarius. But he borders Scorpio. He's on the cusp of Scorpio, so he has like that anger. That snappiness like Scorpios do. Jake, stop being flirty with me! Jake's my boyfriend, if anyone's wondering. Don't get mad at him. Alright, take care. Stay safe. I hope you have a good day. Anywho, but like, yeah, I am a Sagittarius, and like, I'm here to vibe. Jake, your lunch break is gonna be over soon. I don't know. Check up time. Who's all here? Say hi if say berries and cream if you're still here. I'll give you a second. Nice. I can't get that like TikTok and like that fucking Skittles commercial out of my head. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. I hate it so much, but I love it at the same time. Oh, I'm drawing one of my first personas. You might, if you've been around long enough, you would know this bastard. She doesn't go by, because unless if you're close to me, she doesn't go by what she used to. Which I'm about to dead name myself. Because that was her name. Ricky. She goes by Skylar now. Unless we're close. Like, I don't mind my name, like, my birth name. It's just, I prefer people not to call me it. And because of that, I consider it a dead name. I prefer it to be called Eden, or if you're gonna call me anything by my username, Chirp is better than Meow. Anyone who calls me Meow, it makes me so confused. I'm like, you literally looked at my name and went, yes, Meow. My chewing must be annoying. I am so sorry if you guys have a thing about, like, chewing gum or hearing people eat. I chew really loudly. It's not on purpose, it's just who I am. anyways, how is everyone today? I never asked how is everyone. That's a mood. It's this thing that's valid. It's better than doing bad, like horrible. As long as you're here, and you're just vibing and existing, that makes me happy. Jake, you will be home soon. Sooner or later. What's interesting is that... Let me see. Oh man, I had my wisdom teeth removed too. My gum ran out of flavor. I got my wisdom teeth removed because I had braces for the second time in my life, like a few years back. And I had to get my wisdom teeth removed. And that was an experience. How many wisdom teeth did you have? I had 3. Not 4. 3. I didn't develop the 4th one. I envy people who have no wisdom teeth. Jake, your lunchtime is about to be up. Oh man. Yeah, that's usually what does it. Like, you have to get braces. Yeah. I got to keep 2 of them. The bottom one at the bottom. Like, I had 2 on top and 1 on the bottom. The bottom one was fractured, and for some reason they were like, no, we can't give you that one. And then I lost them, so rest in peace. Oh man. Well, you're lucky. I have a small mouth, so I needed a expander, or I would have ended up with what they called fangs. I woke up and I was just like, I hate this. It wasn't painful until I realized that I couldn't have ice cream every single day. My parents wouldn't let me have ice cream every single day, and it pissed me off. I just wanted ice cream every single day. They got me 1 small container of ice cream, and I was just like, how am I supposed to last, like, a week and a half with just this amount of ice cream? And they were like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. I was just like, I literally can only eat 2 things! Like, I could only eat 2 things. Mashed potatoes and ice cream. Let me see. And applesauce. But I don't like applesauce that often. Is this speaking of things? I called them they're called canine teeth. I was a dumbass who sharpened my canine teeth. And it fucked up my teeth a little bit. So, I did that, like, in middle school. Not to be a vampire, it's just, I wanted sharp teeth. I didn't sharpen them to the point where it was, like, super duper noticeable, but, yeah. Or would fuck up biting or anything, but I did, like, kind of jacked up my teeth a little bit. Good luck at work, Jake. Hey man, no worries. That shit happens. I'm basically just, everyone just calls me a basement dweller because that's what I am. I don't really go places and I stay in the house. I whenever it comes to like people outside of like the internet, I struggle holding a conversation. Due to trauma, looking people in the eyes and like having a conversation is like the hardest thing. So I am a basement dweller, and I live that way with pride, I guess. I wish I was more social. I crave the socialness, but sometimes it's just like not for me. Let's see, copy. Life is a struggle sometimes, you know? Bro, I call myself like a raccoon of the house whenever it comes to food. I will eat literally anything and everything. That's because, haha, eating disorder. It sucks having an eating disorder. Especially one that doesn't, like, everyone thinks you're lazy whenever you have binge eating disorder. They're like, oh, you just need to stop eating. You just need to stop eating. You need to work out. Yeah. Like, I feel bad for people with, like, anorexia, like, the common anorexia, and like, what's the other one called? Um, the one where you eat and then regurgitate, and it fucks up your fucking everything. Um, but like people feel more sorry for them and have no sympathy for people who have binge eating disorder, especially the bigger people. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, I think with people with eating disorders, everyone is like treated like horribly if you have an eating disorder, but treated horribly in different ways. I can admit that I'm fat. I am morbidly obese because of my eating disorder I had since I was 3. Now I have to correct it, and it's gonna take me forever, if anything. And because of like my BPD, I struggle like keeping a constant air, like constant anything in my life. I understand. Eating disorders can come from like, that just sounds like disordered eating, but it's still like, I don't understand how people can make fun of other people for something that, like, literally binge eating. I didn't ask to have binge eating disorder. Um, this is gonna be a little like you know, I'm talking about my trauma for a second. So I apologize. But whenever I was 3, I was sexually assaulted by my half brother. Like I said earlier in the stream, and I developed an eating disorder because my brain couldn't process that, like, that I was hurt, and my parents, like, didn't get me, like, help with it, and I just kept eating and eating and eating, and that was my comfort. I used to sneak food, and I have a bad habit also, like, I get really paranoid, so I hide food whenever I'm trying to get food from my parents, and they're just like, oh, you don't have to hide that you're getting into something. And I'm like, you used to yell at me all the time for getting into things. Like, they're just like, I don't understand why you do this shit. And I'm just like, I don't know either. Like, I know what I'm doing is, like, wrong, and I shouldn't be, like, gorging myself, and I feel guilty afterwards, but I can't, like, help it that easily. The meds help suppress the feeling of, like, hunger, and I feel absolutely sick if I eat too much whenever I'm on my meds. But I understand people with other conditions, but yeah. What I've seen is that whenever you're, like, bullied or have, like, some sort of trauma, you go, the most common ones is bulimia, anorexia, like common anorexia, or like binge eating disorder. And my brain went for binge eating, and I wish I was skinny and, you know, attractive to most people. I wish I could get compliments on anything other than, like, my eyes and my nose. I don't even like my nose, but those are the most compliments I get, is like, or my eyebrows. For some reason in middle school, everyone would compliment my eyebrows. Yeah. I've always, like, struggled really bad with binge eating disorder, and I still struggle with it to this day, and I don't know if I will ever get over it. I want to get healthier, and I hope whenever I move out, I will get healthier and get healthier habits. But because of, since I was 3, having bad eating habits, there is a cause for concern that, you know, I will have lifelong, like, health issues because of it, even if I lose, like, all the weight. Oh, no, this is a safe place. You're allowed to trauma dump because I'm trauma dumping. Fun thing about me, I trauma dump all the time, and so whenever other people trauma dump, it don't bother me. It's a safe space. I didn't like how that was turning out. But, yeah, I used to get bullied all the time for my weight, and it hurt, and it still affects me whenever people make fun of my weight, but it doesn't as badly, because I know that's, like, a low blow that everyone's gonna go for. And that everyone goes for. That's the first thing people go for, and I'm like, okay. Like, be more creative. And I would say how much, like, overweight I am, like, obese I am, but I don't like talking about, like, my actual weight. I'm, like, just dead ass honest that I'm not healthy, and everyone, like, knows it, and you can tell, and, like, I can admit that I'm miserable. Like, I wish I could be comfortable in my skin, but all my life, like, I've been taught not to be comfortable. Like, even whenever I laid less, like, in middle school, like, I didn't even look that bad as I do now. Yeah. But, you know. Because of my family growing up poor and it just being easier to have unhealthy habits, I struggle with eating healthfully. I've recently only, like, started eating more vegetables, and, like, yesterday I had, like, cucumber sandwiches. Like, it was just cucumber and cream cheese and, like, honey wheat bread, and I really liked it. And then I got sick off of it, even thinking about it. So that was fun. It was delicious for half the day, and then my brain went, why did you eat that? That was disgusting. And then anytime I eat, my brain always makes me feel bad about it. Yeah, my brain always makes me feel bad about what I eat, and, you know. Even if I eat something healthy, my brain just goes, oh, you know. You disgusting pig. Like, how fucking dare you add nutrients to your body to survive? And so I have to talk myself, like, be like, yeah, I have to eat to survive, brain. Do you not realize that? It's just like, but you're just gonna binge eat. Yeah. Understandable. I think a lot of us do. My diet consists of anything that I buy, which is like 90% not like healthy because my brain just goes, I just want something quick to pop in the microwave. Because cooking is a pain in the ass. I like meat too. I can live without red meats, but I like chicken a lot. I can't live without, like, chicken. This is coming from the person who was just like, I love birds. I get you. I understand. My mom would sometimes, like, whenever I would eat, even if it was the first time I was eating that day, she would stare at me while I was eating like I was the scum of the earth. Like, how dare I eat? Be like, stop eating so much. I'm like, thanks, you've helped so much. Like, oh, you're right. I should just stop eating. You're right. My bad. Why didn't I think of that before? Yeah. I like chickens as pets too. I just like the taste of chicken. Yeah. Life crazy sometimes, man. I swear. Yeah. I like to make myself a safe space on my channel because it is mostly venting, and I've been yelled at so many times like, "Oh, you shouldn't be venting as much as you do. You're guilt tripping people." And I'm like, this is what makes me feel better in life. If you knew my traumas, I think you would be a little bit more passionate, or at least I hope you would be. I struggle enough with PTSD and my BPD. Bro, that's understandable. I don't really like pork. I don't like I don't really like pig meat. I don't even really like bacon, and everyone's just like, "How do you not like bacon?" I was just like, I don't know. It's not really the texture. I think it's just the greasiness of it. And then I've had one too many dried pork chops to even like pork. Pork ribs are okay, but like yeah, I mostly like chicken. Turkey's okay, but I mostly just eat chicken. I like shrimp. I'm okay with seafood. Fish is okay too. Just depends on my mood. Yeah. I think whenever it comes to pork, it's always the fucking pork chops that ruin it for people. Especially whenever the pork chops are not cooked right. It ruins it. Like 1000%. The only time I've had like lamb was in like gyros, and I actually like gyros. Gyros are decent. I don't know. I don't even know if I love cheese. That's the only thing I can really say about any food. Like I can't live without cheese. I got you. No worries. I don't feel like coloring this one. I'm just gonna crop it. But yeah, life is like crazy. I just wish people were like better people and more understanding to others. Bro, I don't trust people who don't like cheese. Like, you don't have to love cheese, but if you don't like cheese, you ain't living the best life. Especially cheesecake. Cheesecake, delicious, yummy. People be like, I don't like cheesecake. And I'll be like, how do you not like cheesecake? There's different flavors of cheesecake. My favorite way to eat cheese is bagels with cream cheese. Oh my god. love, like, cream cheese. Yet again, I'm that person that will put shredded cheese on everything, and people will be like, can you, like, not? And I'll be like, no. Bro, cheesecake over regular cake, 10 out of 10. Would choose that. I haven't had a birthday since I was like 8, though. I mean, sometimes I'll get like a cake or something, or depending. I turned 21 in a couple of months, man. I get to legally drink. Like, I don't... for entertainment purposes only, this is just a joke. Like, I never, like, I totally never, you know, didn't drink alcohol, or, you know, before I turned 21. Totally didn't. With peace and love, I didn't do it. Totally not. Totally didn't. It didn't contribute to my teenage years. And getting into my parents' alcohol. Totally didn't do that. Bro, one of my sayings was, my cheese is salty, and that was my Xbox, like, bio thing. Was just, my cheese is salty. There was no explanation for it. It was just like, my cheese is salty. And I'm like, okay, I chose that out of all the things I could have said. Brain went, yep. Understandable. Agreed. I'm trying to find a character to draw. I have like way too many characters. I need a burp. Excuse me, I know I burp a lot. I'm surprised I've been streaming this long. Normally I only stream for like 50 minutes. So I'm really enjoying myself. You guys should feel honored. The last stream I did was like 30 minutes and I went peace. And that was like months ago. Bro, I would say like what my old Xbox username was, but it has my like dead name in it, so. Because I was a dumbass. I was a kid. What more did you expect from a kid? Oh no, no, no. One of my Xbox usernames was like Hot Pink. Because I was obsessed with the singer Pink, and I wanted to be like her. So badly. I loved her music so much. Back whenever I was like 11, 12. I draw cat ears really big, and I never understand why I do it. I just like big cat ears. Whenever people commission me, or do an art trade with me, I give them small ears if that's what they want, but big cat ears supremacy up in this joint. There's a damn gnat bothering me. I hope I'm entertaining. Sometimes I feel like I'm not entertaining. And I'm being annoying. I guess I've been told that too much in my life. That I'm being annoying. Everything is one side pose. I can't draw any other way. No color. I used to have a Fennec Fox OC, and her name was Kiwi. I might bring her back. She was a cutie. But you know, trauma with my EXO. Haha, fun. You know, you meet people in life you wish you never met. And yeah, my ex is one of them. I might end this stream after I'm done coloring this because my brain is suddenly going, I don't want to stream anymore. And that just sounds like a normal day for me. My brain's just like, I want to play The Sims. And I'm like, but I really don't want us to play The Sims. And I'm just like, I want waffle fries. I need to stop watching TikToks. But yeah. Understandable. Most of my OCs do not have siblings because, like, I have siblings in real life and they're annoying, but I love them, but, like, most of my OCs are based off of me. Do you like my art? I need some nice words right now. I need words of encouragement. I am attention seeking on purpose right now. Please give me the attention. My coloring is horrible. I swear to God, people, I don't understand why people like how I color. Like, I fill in, like, areas. Thank you. I've always been a really expressive artist because I vent through my art, and expressions is one of the things that I am used to doing. I can admit that I'm really good at expressions. That's just how I express myself. Well, thank you. This isn't normally how I make art. It's just sketches right now. I just started this type of style of, like, sketching not long ago. I have, like, different styles. Some are more detailed, some are less detailed. Some are more trashy than others. But one thing interesting about me is that I am a fast artist. As you can see, in the amount of a few hours, I have made plenty of sketches. Some of them are even colored. Thank you. That means a lot to me. that is way too dark. This is a tricky color. Sometimes I like to add this shadow up on top of the eye to give it more like depth or whatever. I never went to art school. I'm just doing whatever. And almost done. Lighter color than that. Ta-da! I think I'm gonna erase some of this top sketch to make it look a little bit better. There we go. Anywho, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. My fingers are kind of cramping and I gotta go feed my birds. So, thank you everyone for watching. It means a lot that how many people joined and chat with me. Normally I don't do these streams, so I should probably start doing more of these. But yeah. I'm gonna get off here. It was nice talking to y'all, and yeah. Alright, bye.